Hi, boys and girls, it's Miss B, ready with story time. Today, we're going to look at the next book in the Lulu series called Lulu Walks the Dog. So, sounds pretty interesting. Our author is Judith Yorst. Our illustrator is Lane Smith. And we got a little something before we start the story. Since a kid named Fleshman is going to hang around a whole lot of these pages, I need to tell you right away that Fleshman is not his last name, but his first name. Fleshman was his mom's last name before she married his dad and changed her name to his, just like other moms' last names could be Anderson or Kelly before they got married. Some moms don't change their last names after they're married, but I really don't feel like discussing that right now. Anyway, stay with me here. Some of these used to be Kelly moms might decide to first name their daughters Kelly, and some Anderson moms might first name their sons Anderson. Or maybe they'd name their sons Kelly and daughters Anderson. And though not too many Fleshman moms decide to name their kids Fleshman, Fleshman's mom did. Got it? No? Well, too bad. If you don't, I'm busy and it's time to tell my story. And by the way, this is Fleshman. Chapter 1, here we go. Lulu, remember Lulu? Used to always be a big pain. Till she met Mr. B, a lovely brontosaurus. Now she is just a sometimes pain and not nearly as rude as before. But unless what she wants is utterly, totally, absolutely, and no way, Jose, impossible, she's still a girl who wants what she wants when she wants it. So what is it exactly that our Lulu wants? Right now, I'm just saying it costs a lot of money. Furthermore, her mom and dad, who give her almost everything she asks for, said to her, with many sighs and sorries, that they couldn't afford to buy it for her and that she would have to earn the money to get it. Lulu thought about throwing one of her famous screeching, heel-kicking, arm-waving tantrums, except that, since her last birthday, she wasn't doing that baby stuff anymore. So instead, she tried some other ways. Politer, quieter, sneakier, grown-upper ways of changing their minds. First try. Why are you being so cruel to me, to your only child, to your dearest, darlingest Lulu? We're not being cruel, her mom explained in an I'm sorry voice. You're still our dearest and darlingest, but we don't have the money to spend on things like that. Second try. I'll only eat 1 meal a day and also never go to the dentist, and then you can use all that money you saved to buy it for me. Here she is, pleading. Come on, Mom and Dad, buy it for me. Dentist and food are much more important, Lulu's dad explained, than this thing that you want, which means, and here he sighed heavily, that if you really still want it, you're going to have to pay for it yourself. Really? Still want it? Of course she still wanted it. She was always and forever going to want it. But paying for it herself? That might be utterly and totally, plus absolutely in no way, Jose, impossible. So she kept on trying to change their minds, making her the saddest and maddest and baddest faces and giving her mom and her dad some unbeatable arguments. Like, I'll move down into the basement and you'll get the money by renting out my bedroom. Or you could get money by selling our car and taking the bus instead, which would be much better for the environment. But great as her arguments were, her mom and her dad kept saying no and sighing and sorrying. And after her 16th or 17th try, Lulu was starting to feel a little discouraged. Last try. So while all the other kids are playing and laughing and having fun, I'll be the only kid earning money? Oh, I don't know about that, said Lulu's mom. That little fleshman down the street is always earning money by doing helpful chores for folks in the neighborhood. So young and already such a hard-working boy. Well, what do you know? Here's Fleshman, and it's only chapter 1. I told you he'd be hanging around a lot. Chapter 2. Lulu did not want to hear about hard-working Fleshman. She did not want to hear anything nice about Fleshman. She did not, in fact, want to hear anything about Fleshman. He was such a goody-goody, such a sweet little, kind little, helpful little boy that Lulu could almost throw up when she heard him soppily say to the lady down at the corner, tongue's not working. We'll get it working here. You don't have to thank me, Mrs. King. It was an honor to hold your shopping bag. Or, you paid me too much for raking your leaves, Mr. Rossi. Take back $1 and keep it for yourself. And when, in addition, the neighbors would say how cute, how adorable looking Fleshman looked, Lulu would secretly wish that he would trip on his shoelaces and knock out his front teeth. Maybe you think that Lulu shouldn't be wishing such wicked wishes? Maybe you're right. But haven't you ever met someone who all the moms and the dads in the world thought was just perfect? Someone you'd never be as perfect as. Someone who, no matter what kind of excellent stuff you did, would always do more of it and do better. I knew someone like that when I was a kid. And I still could almost throw up just thinking about her. Well, let's get back to the story. Lulu needed to make some money, and she didn't want Fleshman getting in her way. There he is with the raking, giving back the $1 to Mr. Rossi. So she walked down the street to his house where he was sitting on his front stoop playing his flute, which he did whenever he wasn't earning money or getting the highest marks ever heard of in school, or being completely adorable by smiling his dear little smile and saying to practically everyone he met, have a really great day. And his shirt matched his pants, and his pants matched his socks, and his hair didn't have one single hair sticking up. Plus, next to him was a bowl with a snack. And the snack wasn't sugar clusters, but sliced carrots. And looking at Fleshman made Lulu so annoyed. Here's the deal, Fleshman, she told him with her hands on her hips and her eyebrows scrunched together. I won't rake anyone's leaves or carry their groceries. I won't mail a letter that someone forgot to mail. And in winter, I won't help people pour salt on their sidewalks to keep them from slipping on the ice. That's interesting, said Fleshman, carefully putting down his flute and smiling his extremely annoying sweet smile. But what's your point? My point, said Lulu, not smiling back, is that I'll stay away from your jobs. But I'm warning you, Fleshman, stay away from mine. What jobs are those? Asked Fleshman, getting up from the stoop and offering Lulu a carrot. As soon as I decide, she replied, waving away the carrot, I will tell you. Lulu went home and thought, and then she thought some more, trying to figure out what jobs she could do. But since the name of this story I'm telling you is Lulu Walks the Dogs, you already know, of course, what she decided. And tomorrow we'll start with chapter 3 and see how she starts her dog walking business. See you later.